Jeff Chandler was the epitome of a 1950s Hollywood leading man. Silver-haired, statuesque, and magnetic, his deep voice and piercing stare made him unforgettable on screen. Whether he was portraying a war hero, a gunslinger, or a historical icon, Chandler commanded attention. He wasn't just a star, he was a sensation. Nominated for an Oscar, romantically linked with some of the most iconic women of the era, and adored by fans, Jeff Chandler had it all. But while Hollywood painted him as the ultimate tough guy, beneath that polished exterior was a hidden story, one that remained buried for decades. And now, the truth about his tragic, sudden death has finally come to light. And it's darker than anyone ever imagined. In 1961, at just 42 years old, Jeff Chandler died following what should have been a routine spinal surgery. The headlines told a simple story: complications, a post-operative infection, and a beloved star gone too soon. But behind those headlines were whispers, quiet doubts from those who knew Chandler best. Friends, family, and colleagues never truly believed it was just bad luck. After all, this was Universal Studios' golden boy. Why wasn't he treated at a top medical facility? Why a small hospital in Culver City? The questions didn't go away. They only grew louder with time. Chandler had long suffered from chronic back pain. No surprise given the physically demanding roles he often took on. When he finally decided to undergo surgery in May of 1961, he expected a short recovery. But instead of healing, things spiraled out of control. He began to bleed internally. His condition deteriorated rapidly. Within days, he was gone. The official cause of death, an arterial hemorrhage. But as newly uncovered medical records and long-silenced insider accounts reveal, the truth may be far more sinister. A catastrophic surgical error, and a chilling cover-up. Reports that surfaced years later show the surgery was performed by a doctor already under investigation for malpractice. Yet somehow, Chandler's family was never told. His post-operative care was shockingly inadequate. Warning signs of internal bleeding were ignored. And when his condition turned critical, intervention came far too late. The autopsy would show Chandler bled internally for hours, possibly an entire day, while the medical staff failed to act. But what's even more disturbing is how the hospital responded afterward. Records were mysteriously incomplete. Key staff members either transferred or quietly resigned. The hospital refused to comment, dodging press inquiries and leaving Chandler's family in the dark. For decades, that silence was deafening. His family remained quiet, possibly bound by legal agreements or simply crushed by grief. But in recent years, they found their voice. Surviving relatives have stepped forward, releasing private letters, calling for transparency, and demanding justice for a man who was more than just a Hollywood star. And then, an astonishing twist. A former nurse, now in her late 80s, came forward in a recorded interview. She had been there at the hospital that day and revealed what truly happened. According to her, an artery was accidentally severed during surgery. The team panicked. Instead of calling in specialists, they tried to contain the damage and failed. They let Jeff Chandler bleed, not because they wanted to, but because they didn't want to admit a mistake. But why would anyone let such a fatal error be buried? The answer may lie in the complex world of 1950s Hollywood politics. At the time, Chandler was engaged in tense negotiations with his studio. He wanted more creative control, better contracts, and had even hinted at going independent. That made him a problem for the powerful studio system, an actor no longer playing by the rules. A scandal involving surgical negligence and malpractice would have been devastating, not just to the hospital, but to the studio's image. So the story was buried. No lawsuits, no headlines, just a tragic accident. And silence. That silence endured for more than 60 years. But now, the truth is emerging. Not only was Jeff Chandler the victim of medical malpractice, he was also a casualty of a system that chose silence over accountability. His family is now pursuing legal redress, bolstered by new witness accounts and medical documentation. Even if justice is delayed, his story is finally being told the way it should have been from the beginning. Jeff Chandler was more than just a pretty face on a movie poster. He was a decorated World War II veteran, a devoted father, a man who dreamed of directing, producing, and reshaping what it meant to be a Hollywood leading man. But those dreams were cut short, not by fate, but by a chain of human errors. and a powerful system that chose to stay quiet. Now, that silence has been broken. This is Star Loop News, your front row seat to the untold stories of Hollywood's brightest stars. If you're moved by Jeff Chandler's story and want more exclusive deep dives like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a Hollywood truth that deserves to be heard. See you in the next one.